Dr. Kim Tae-ho looked out the window of his office at the children playing in the yard. Human children ran around laughing, while alien youngsters from 3 different worlds played nearby. The morning sun made everything look peaceful and new. Jeju Colony. Kim worked at the biggest children's hospital on the planet. He'd spent 15 years helping sick kids get better. Today felt like any other day until his assistant ran into his office. "Dr. Kim, you need to see this right now." Nurse Oh Hyun-soo pointed at the communication screen on the wall. Kim turned to look. His face went white. Huge black ships filled the sky above their planet. These were not friendly visitor ships. These were warships. "Big ones. Are those what?" "I think they are," Kim asked quietly. "Yes, sir." "Those are Vorthok ships. The Interstellar Slayers are here." Kim felt his heart beat faster. Everyone in the galaxy knew about the Vorthok. They were the most feared warriors in space. They attacked planets and took what they wanted. No one had ever beaten them in a fight. Their ships were 3 times bigger than human ships, and their weapons could destroy cities. Across the colony, alarms started ringing. Commander Park So-man's voice came through the speakers. "All people must go to safe places now. This is not a drill. Military ships are coming to our planet." Kim looked at the children in the yard. They had stopped playing and were looking up at the sky with scared faces. Some started crying. The alien children knew what Vorthok ships meant too. "Get all the children inside," Kim told his staff. "Lock the doors. Turn off the lights." The command center. Commander Park was talking fast to her officers. "How many ships?" she asked. 7 big ones, Commander. Each one is bigger than our whole space station." Park knew her small defense force could not fight 7 Vorthok warships. They had only 2 human fighter ships and a few defense systems. It would be like trying to stop a storm with an umbrella. "Try to talk to them," Park said. "Ask them what they want." The communication officer sent a message to the Vorthok ships. For 10 long minutes, nothing happened. Then the screen came alive with a strange sight. A large Vorthok warrior appeared on screen. His skin looked like gray stone, and his eyes were bright yellow. These aliens were twice as big as humans and much stronger. Their hands had claws that could cut through metal. But something was wrong. The Vorthok warrior looked tired and sad. This was not how these fierce fighters usually looked. "Human colony," the Vorthok said in broken human language. "We come to talk, not fight." Commander Park could not believe what she heard. Vorthok never talked. They just attacked. "What do you want?" Park asked. "We need help. Our young ones are dying. Cannot save them, but maybe you can." The screen changed to show something that made everyone in the command center stop breathing. Small Vorthok children were lying on beds. They looked very sick. Their skin, which should have been hard like stone, was soft and weak. Oh, many were not moving at all. "Our enemies made a sickness," the Vorthok continued. "It only hurts our young. We are strong, but our children are dying. We have heard that humans are good at caring for the young of other species." Lee Dong-woo, the colony's peace talker, stepped forward. "You want us to help your children?" "Yes. Our doctors cannot fix this sickness. But human doctors have helped young ones from many worlds. We ask for help." Park looked around the room. Her officers seemed as shocked as she was. It's the most dangerous. Warriors in the galaxy were asking for help. They were asking humans to save their children. "How many young ones?" Park asked. 200, maybe more. They're very sick. Without help, they will all die soon." The communication ended. The room. It was quiet for a long time. Everyone knew this was the most important choice their colony had ever faced. In his office, Dr. Kim watched the children in his care. He thought about the sick alien children in those big ships above. As a doctor, he had promised to help all. Sick children, no matter where they came from. But these were the children of the Interstellar Slayers. The most feared beings in the galaxy were asking humans to save their young ones. The question was simple, but scary. Should they help? The meeting room was full of worried faces. Governor Nam Seogin sat at the big table with all the important people of New Jeju Colony. The Vorthok ships still hung in the sky above them like dark clouds. This is crazy, said Admiral Choi Yujin. Through the video screen, she was the boss of all human ships in this part of space. The Vorthok have killed millions of people. They destroy planets for fun. Why should we help them? Commander Park nodded. The Admiral is right. These are our enemies. What if this is a trick? What if they want to get close to our planet so they can attack us? Dr. Kim sat quietly and listened. He had been thinking about the sick alien children all morning. As a doctor, he wanted to help any sick child. But as a human, he was scared of the Vorthok. Let me show you something, Kim said. He turned on the big screen in the room. The Vorthok sent us more pictures of their sick children. The screen showed small Vorthok lying on metal beds. Their skin was gray and soft where it should have been hard. Some were so weak they could not lift their heads. Others were crying, but no adult Vorthok was there to help them. Look at this. Kim pointed to one picture. These children are alone. No parents are taking care of them. In Vorthok culture, if you are weak, you are left to die. Nurse Han Ju-woo, who had worked with many alien species, spoke up. I have seen this before. Alien races think only the strong should live. They do not waste time on the weak or sick. But these are just children, said Dr. Kong Myung, the colony's mind doctor who helped kids with problems. They cannot help being sick. Governor Nam looked at the pictures. For a long time, Dr. Kim, can you really help these alien children? Do you know enough about their bodies? Kim rubbed his head. I am not sure. Vorthok bodies are very different from human bodies. But I have helped other alien children before. The sickness seems to attack the part of their skin that makes it hard. Maybe human medicine can help. What if we try to help them and they attack us anyway? Asked Commander Park. What if we do not help them and they attack us because we said no? Answered Lee Dong-woo. The room became quiet. Everyone knew both things could happen. Admiral Choi spoke again from the screen. I have been looking at those ships. They have enough weapons to destroy this whole planet. They have not pointed them at us. They are just waiting. Maybe they really do need our help, said Governor Nam. Dr. Kim stood up. I want to tell you all something. Yesterday, a human child came to my hospital. She was very sick. Her parents were poor and could not pay for treatment. Did I ask them to pay first? No. Did I ask if they were good people or bad people? No. I helped the child, because that is what doctors do. But these are not human children, Commander Park said. No, they are not. But they are still children. They are still sick. They still need help. Kim looked around the room. If we help them, maybe the Vorthok will see that humans are different. Maybe they will not want to fight us anymore. Nurse Han raised her hand. I want to help Dr. Kim. I have worked with alien bodies before. We can try. Dr. Kang nodded. I will help too. Someone needs to take care of these children's feelings, not just their bodies. This is still very dangerous, said Admiral Choi. What if the Vorthok do not like how we take care of their children? What if we do something wrong? Governor Nam thought for a long time. He looked at each person in the room. Finally, he spoke. The Vorthok could destroy us right now if they wanted to. They have not done it. They asked for help instead of taking what they want. Maybe this is our chance to make friends instead of enemies. He stood up. I have decided. We'll help the Vorthok children, but we'll be very careful. We'll take only a few children at first. If something goes wrong, we stop. Commander Park did not look happy. I hope you were right, Governor. I hope this does not get us all killed. Outside, the Vorthok ships waited in the sky. Soon, they would know the human answer. The first group of sick Vorthok children arrived at Dr. Kim's hospital on a cold morning. There were 12 of them, carried on special beds by human soldiers wearing protective suits. Each child was about the size of a human 10-year-old, but they looked much scarier. Even though they were sick, the young Vorthok still had sharp teeth and claws. Their yellow eyes looked around with fear and anger. When Nurse Han tried to touch one of them, it snapped at her hand and made a loud growling sound. They are very scared, Dr. Kim told his team. Remember, they have never been cared for like this before. In their world, being sick means you are weak, and weak ones are left alone to die. The first few days were very hard. The Vorthok children would not eat the food the humans gave them. They would not let anyone touch them. They stayed in the corners of their rooms and watched everyone with angry eyes. Dr. Kong Myung tried to talk to them, but they did not understand human words very well. When she came close, they would make scary sounds and show their teeth. "This is not working," Nurse O said after the third day. "They hate us. Maybe we should give up." But Dr. Kim did not want to give up. He had an idea. What if we try to think like them? What if we show them we are strong too? The next day, Dr. Kim did something strange. Instead of trying to be gentle, he walked into the room where the sickest Vorthok child was lying. This young one was called Clith, and he was very mean to everyone. Dr. Kim stood tall and looked straight at Clith. He did not smile or try to be nice. He just stared at the young Vorthok with serious eyes. Clith stared back. After a long time, the young alien made a quiet sound and looked away. In Vorthok culture, this meant Dr. Kim was the stronger one. "Now we can start," Dr. Kim said softly. Slowly gave Clith some medicine. This time, the young Vorthok did not fight back. Day by day, things got better. The human doctors learned that Vorthok children were not used to kind words or gentle touches, but they were used to following strong leaders. Nurse Han became very good at taking care of the young aliens. She learned to speak in a strong voice and walk with confidence. The Vorthok children started to trust her. The big change came when young Cliff got very sick one night. He had a high fever and was making weak crying sounds. Dr. Kim worked all night to help him, giving him medicine and checking on him every hour. When Cliff woke up the next morning, he saw Dr. Kim sleeping. In a chair next to his bed, the young Vorthok stared at the human doctor for a long time. No adult Vorthok had ever stayed with a sick child all night. "Why?" Cliff asked in broken human words. "Why you stay?" Dr. Kim woke up and smiled. "Because you needed help. And that is what we do for children who need help." Something changed in Clith's yellow eyes. For the first time, he did not look angry or scared. He looked confused, like he was trying to understand something new. Later that day, teacher Yoon Soo-bin came to visit the hospital. She worked with human children and wanted to see if she could help the young Vorthok too. When she entered Clith's room, she brought something special, a picture book about friendly animals. Clith had never seen anything like it before. "What is this?" he asked. "It is a story," Yoon said. "Would you like me to read it to you?" Clith did not understand what reading meant, but he nodded. Yoon sat next to his bed and began to read about a little rabbit who helped other animals in the forest. As she read, Clith's eyes grew wide. He had never heard a story before. In his world, adults only told young ones about fighting and being strong. But this story was about being kind and helping others. "Read more," Clith said quietly when Yoon finished. From that day on, everything changed. The other Vorthok children saw that Clith was not angry anymore. They started to trust the humans. 2. Soon, all 12 young Vorthok were eating human food, letting the doctors help them, and even asking for stories up in their ships. The adult Vorthok watched through cameras. They could not understand what they were seeing. Their young ones were acting in ways they had never seen before. "What are the humans doing to our children?" asked Commander Vexstar. "I do not know," answered his second officer. "But look, they are getting better. They are stronger than before." The adult Vorthok did not understand it yet, but their children were learning something completely new. They were learning that being cared for made them stronger, not weaker. 3 months had passed since the first Vorthok children came to Dr. Kim's hospital. The young aliens were now healthy and strong. They had learned to eat human food, play simple games, and even laugh at funny stories. Clith had become the leader of the young Vorthok, could read simple books and help teach the newer children who came from the ships. The human doctors were amazed at how fast the alien children learned. Everything changed on a dark Tuesday morning. Alarms started ringing all over the colony. Commander Park's voice came through the speakers. "Enemy ships coming. Everyone go to safe places now." Dr. Kim looked out his window and saw new ships in the sky. These were not Vorthok ships. They were smaller, with strange red lights. These were Nethrin ships, the enemies who had made the sickness that was killing Vorthok children. "They found us," said Nurse Han. The Nethrin wanted to finish what they started. In the hospital, the Vorthok children became scared. They could smell the fear of the humans around them. Clith stood up and walked to Dr. Kim. "What is happening?" he asked. "Bad aliens are coming," Dr. Kim said. "They want to hurt you and the other children." Clith's yellow eyes became bright with anger. "We will fight them." "No," Dr. Kim said firmly. "You are still children. We will protect you." But the Nethrin ships were fast. They broke through the human defenses and landed near the hospital. Soldiers in red armor jumped out and started running toward the building. Commander Park and her fighters tried to stop them, but there were too many. Some Nethrin soldiers got inside the hospital. Dr. Kim gathered all the children, both human and Vorthok, in the main room. "Stay together," he told them. "Do not run away." The Nethrin soldiers came into the room. They were tall aliens with blue skin and 4 arms. Their leader looked at the Vorthok children and smiled an evil smile. "I lead," the Nethrin leader said. "We can finish killing all the young Vorthok." But something unexpected happened. The Vorthok children did not run away or hide. Instead, they stood in front of the human children to protect them. Clith stepped forward. "You want to hurt them? You'll have to go through us first." The Nethrin leader laughed. "You are just sick children. You cannot fight us." "You are wrong," Clith said. "We are not the same as before." The fight began. But the Vorthok children did not fight like their parents would have. They did not try to hurt the enemies just to win. Instead, they worked together like a team. The older Vorthok children protected the younger ones. They helped the human children get to safe places. When one Vorthok child got hurt, the others helped him. Dr. Kim watched in amazement. These alien children were fighting to protect others. It's not just themselves. Up in space, Commander Vexstar saw the fight through his cameras. He had never seen young Vorthok act like this before. In his culture, everyone fought alone. But these children were fighting together. "What have the humans done to our young?" he asked his officers. "They have made them stronger," one officer answered. "But also ... different." The fight in the hospital was hard, but the children won. The Nethrin soldiers had expected scared, sick children. Instead, they found brave young ones who fought with both strength and intelligence. When the battle was over, the Nethrin soldiers were defeated. The children had protected each other, and one Commander Vexstar made a decision. For the first time in Vorthok history, he came down to the planet himself. Commander Vexstar had never been on a planet with so many small beings. As he walked through the hospital, his huge feet made loud sounds on the floor. The human children stared at him with big eyes, but they were not scared. The Vorthok children he saw looked different from any young ones he had ever known. "You are Vexstar," Clith said, when he saw the big warrior. "I remember you from the ships." "Yes, young one. I am your commander." Vexstar looked down at Clith. "But you are not like the young ones I remember."
Oh.
Dr. Kim came into the room. Standing next to the huge Vorthok warrior, he looked very small, but he was not afraid. "Commander Vexstar," Dr. Kim said. "Welcome to our hospital. I came to see what you have done to our children," Vexstar said. "They fight differently now. They think differently. Would you like to see how we care for them?" Dr. Kim asked. Vexstar nodded. Dr. Kim took him around the hospital. The commander saw young Vorthok reading books, playing games with human children, and learning to draw pictures. In one room, a young Vorthok was taking care of a human child who had a broken arm. In another room, Clith was reading a story to 3 smaller Vorthok children. "This is not possible," Vexstar said. "Young Vorthok do not take care of others. They fight for food and space." "Your children learn to do things differently here," said Dr. Kang Myung. "We taught them that taking care of others makes you stronger, not weaker." Vexstar watched as Clith helped a small human child reach a toy on a high shelf. The young Vorthok could have taken the toy for himself, but instead he gave it to the human child and smiled. "In our world," Vexstar said slowly, "the strong take. From the weak, that is how we survive." "Look at your children now," Dr. Kim said. "Are they weak?" Vexstar looked around the room. The young Vorthok were bigger and stronger than when they had arrived. Their skin was hard and healthy, but more than that, they seemed happy. This was something Vexstar had never seen in young Vorthok before. They are stronger, he admitted. But they are also ... strange. A teacher Yoon came into the room carrying a drawing. Clith made this for you, she said to Vexstar. The big warrior looked at the paper. It showed Vorthok and human children playing together under a bright sun. At the bottom, Clith had written words in both human and Vorthok languages. Friends are stronger together. Vexstar stared at the drawing for a long time. Our children draw pictures of battles and weapons. This is ... different. Your children have learned that there are different kinds of strength, Dr. Kim explained. The strength to fight, yes, but also the strength to help others, to learn new things, to be kind. This is not the Vorthok way, Vexstar said. Maybe the Vorthok way is not the only way, Clith said quietly. Vexstar looked at the young one who had spoken. In his world, children did not speak to adults unless asked. But Clith stood straight and looked him in the eyes. What have they taught you, young one? They taught me that being strong means protecting others, not hurting them. They taught me that learning new things makes you smarter. And they taught me that friends make you stronger than enemies. His people had conquered many worlds, but they had no friends. They had great weapons, but their children were always fighting each other. They were strong, but they were alone. Show me more, he said to Dr. Kim. 6 months after the first Vorthok children had arrived, something amazing happened. Ships from many different worlds came to New Jeju Colony. They came to see the impossible, Vorthok and humans working together, Commander Vexstar now called. Ambassador Vexstar stood next to Governor Nam at a big meeting. Leaders from 20 different worlds had come to watch. Today, we start something new, Vexstar said to the crowd. For too long, the Vorthok have been alone. We thought being strong meant fighting everyone. But the humans have shown us a different way. Dr. Kim stood up and spoke to the crowd. We have learned that taking care of children is not just about making them healthy. It is about teaching them how to live with others. On the stage, Clith and 5 other young Vorthoks stood next to human children. They all wore the same clothes and held hands. 6 months ago, this would have been impossible. These children are the future, Dr. Kim continued. They show us that different species can be friends, not enemies. The crowd watched as Clith stepped forward. Was now almost as tall as a human adult, but he still had the gentle eyes he had learned from his human teachers. My name is Clith, he said in perfect human language. 6 months ago, I was sick and angry. I thought being strong meant being alone. But the humans taught me that being strong means helping others. He held up a book. This is a book I wrote. It tells the story of how Vorthok and humans became friends. I want to read it to children on all worlds, so they can learn what we learned. In the crowd, alien leaders from many worlds whispered to each other. If the great Vorthok warriors could change, maybe they could change too. Ambassador Vexstar announced the new agreement. The Vorthok will share our technology and protect human worlds. In return, humans will help us learn new ways to raise our children. This is not just about our 2 species, Governor Name added. Any world that wants to learn better ways to care for their young can join us. The meeting ended with something no one had ever seen before. Young Vorthok and human children sang a song together. It was a simple song about friendship and helping each other. As the crowd watched, many adult aliens began to think about their own children. Maybe there were better ways to raise young ones than just teaching them to fight. Dr. Kim looked at Clith, who was now helping younger children learn to read. The young Vorthok had become a teacher, just like his human friends. You did something wonderful, Nurse Han said to Dr. Kim. You changed the most dangerous warriors in the galaxy. No, Dr. Kim said with a smile. We just showed them what they could become. The children did the changing themselves. Above them, Vorthok and human ships flew together in the sky. For the first time in galaxy history, the great Vorthok warriors were not alone. They had found something stronger than weapons or fear. They had found friendship. And it all started with humans caring for sick children, showing the galaxy that sometimes the greatest strength comes from the gentlest touch.